Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marco Anti Castro, and in this video, I'll be discussing the Philippines' political evolution formed a mature and responsible politicians in the party system. We all know that the elections is the formal process of selecting a person for public office or of accepting and rejecting a political proposition by voting. It is important to distinguish between the form and the substance of elections. Coming up with an opinion that expresses viewpoint of the author. Electoral politics in the Philippines suffer from institutional and procedural defects that prevent it from becoming meaningful to effective and efficient governance. While Philippine elections are relatively open, there is the issue of the lack of real political alternatives or competitive candidatures. Candidates must be either be rich or popular to win elections. Author claims that the elite aspect of Philippine political politics. The Philippines has a multi-party system with numerous parties in which no one party normally has a chance of gaining power alone, and parties must work with each other. Gathering all useful information on the subject. Elections have played an integral role in the development of representative democracy in the Philippines. However, the conduct and performance of elections through the years has fallen short of achieving the two central functions of electoral system representation and integration. Democracy in the Philippines is still alive and active. The Filipinos, in terms of all rights and opportunities, are still able to exercise the liberty and the freedom of speech and information. Writing the textual analysis with an interesting lead. National elections are significant because the Philippines' political evolution is contingent on the formation of mature and responsibility politicians and party systems. While this has reinforced integration or the formation of majorities, we know that the national government tends to manage even matters of local concern as national matters by delegating authority to the heads of the local communities through laws and government ordinances. Writing the main body with facts, supporting information and arguments. In terms of the equality and social inclusiveness of elections, the major institutions in the national and local political arena are still dominated by the economic and political elites. A segment of these elites, the political clans and dynasties, have successfully maintained their dominance in national and local politics by adapting to the changing contours of the social, economic, and political terrains. Congress remains the nexus of the local and national elite interests. Be that as it may, some scholars have argued that there is an observable shift in representation from elite landed interest to that of the more professional urban middle class. However, the shift is gradual and tenuous as the new professional politicians tend to establish their own political dynasties. Filipino voters go to the polls to choose who will govern them but not necessarily how they will be governed. As we can see, while broadly similar to other presidential forms of government, the Philippine system of choosing its leaders. This is the ending up with a powerful statement. It urges readers to consider the Philippines elections and democratic growth critically. It allows the reader to exercise their rights in the same way as other members of the community under the best written laws, so that their votes, despite shortcomings and flaws, are given equal weight in national elections. Philippines running a democratic government. Everyone is given a chance to vote. Since election is fast approaching, people started to register and elected politicians started to campaign. Elections process is very important when it comes in formal decision making in electing individual to run under the general law to serve the people. It has its own rules. Election process becomes unfair when corruption is implemented inside or outside the process of some officials breaking the rules. The purpose of having an efficient election process is to have a smooth flow and to be fair in choosing or electing leaders who run in the said position. These are the sources if you want to learn more about my topic. Thank you for listening.